Right, lads and lasses, so today's workout is a mix of bench press and triceps. We're going to start off with the bench part of the workout, making the way up to 160 kilograms, which is 355 pounds. You see here, get it pretty easy, not as easy as I would like, not easy as I have done. I certainly couldn't move up to 170, so I dropped it down to 330 pounds or 150 kilos. And my intention was to do a few sets of 2 reps, but I thought, fuck it, whilst I was in it, I feel strong, let's go for a 3rd rep, maybe even a 4th rep, and that was a bit of a mistake. What a fight! What a fight indeed. Thoughts and criticisms and all the rest of it on how that particular part of the bench press went. Well, I'm kind of mixed feelings. Yes, I did okay. I got up to 160, did it. It was a little harder than I expected, but I think that was just because I went on there mentally just relaxed. I wasn't really focused for it. I wasn't fired up because I knew I could get it, you know, there was no kind of real risk. But when I went on there as a result, because I was a little bit too relaxed, yes, I got it and I got it easy, but it felt a lot harder than it should have. There was definitely a sort of slowing down of the movement of the bar, roughly in the mid region. And so consequently, as a result of that, I thought, nah, sod that. I'll stop on 160 regards 1 minute maxes today, and I'll drop it down to 150. Now, 150 kilos, 330 pounds was my original sort of aim and target coming into the gym today. I was thinking, go for 150, get 2 to 3 sets of doubles out, so 2 reps each set. But you know, the best laid plans of mice and men, right? They tend to go out the window here and there. So, you know, I got tempted and went, I tried to go a little bit heavier simply because, as I say, the bar felt so light up until 160, and then it kind of shocked me. So I thought, you know what, let's go back to the original plan. Let's do 150 kilos. But again, best laid plans of mice and men. I went on there and I just thought, sorry, let's try and push for as many reps as possible on 150. And I got 2 and failed the 3rd. The 3rd failed, right, like literally 90% up at the top end of the lockout, which is purely triceps. So, you know, last week I decided to start doing more triceps because I had identified that as a sort of that lagging area on my bench. And I was correct. This just really kind of, you know, highlighted that my original analysis was correct a little while back. So triceps still need a little bit of extra work. You know, a week's not long enough to build them up. We've got 3 months to build them up, right? And I feel that part of the issues that I had on locking out there on the 150 was also to do with the fact that the triceps are maybe a little bit fatigued, because I've done I did bench last week, I did shoulders last week, and on top of that I did a tricep specific workout last week. So they kind of got hit 3 times last week, so they're probably not 100% recovered. So that's fine, it will toughen them up. But what I'll do is when I get towards the end of my heavy phase, I will have like a week, 7 to 10 days off from working the triceps before I come in and try a 1 rep max on my bench press, because that will give the triceps, the shoulder, everything enough time to heal. But I'm specifically trying to let the triceps heal, so to speak. So there's that aspect to it. And also this sort of last couple of weeks, my diet's just been out the window, not quality wise, but quantity. I haven't been eating enough. I've been going literally the entire day to like 5 or 6 in the evening without eating, just a protein shake in the morning. And that's gonna have a little detriment on my overall energy levels and all that kind of stuff. So that explains why perhaps I'm a little off kilter with regards to top end strength this week. But you know, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing necessarily, because I was able to push through it anyway and still get a reasonable workout. It's just my standards are this high at the moment on bench. So I'm feeling a little bit disappointed, but that's only because I'm asking for myself stupid targets, right? So with that in mind, fellas, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add just a little bit of triceps onto the end of this bench workout. Strictly speaking, because I'm in my heavy phase, I should kind of just leave it there, walk away, you know, having worked all the muscle groups and that with the compound lift, and walk out with a load of energy to grow and get bigger and get stronger, right? But nah. You know what? I really do need to focus on these triceps because they are the lagging aspect. So what I'm going to do, and it's only a small muscle group, so it's not like I'm draining myself entirely. I'm just going to do some tricep specific routines now, just to help build their strength and build up the fatigue in that muscle group, so hopefully they grow to the absolute max. That's the plan. Let's see how we go. And what better way to open up any tricep routine with a really heavy tricep press on a straight bar. Now this movement can put a lot of pressure through your elbows. If you've got bad elbows, try and stay away from it. But if you can tolerate it, there's no better strength and muscle builder out there, just because, you know, at the end of the day, you want big muscles, you've got to lift big weights, right? Follow this up with dips. This is body weight exercise sort of stuff. I'm not quite good enough to do it with a weighted belt, but that's something that you can do to make it harder. But this is a superb movement that should be at the end of any and every upper body routine and movement. Finishing off with a very tricep specific movement, then 300 pounds worth of pressure on tricep push downs. For me, even though this is a heavy weight, the volume always needs to be high with this movement. It really bites deep the more reps you go in, and you should always aim for somewhere between 16 and 30 reps. So as you could tell, guys, I was a little bit hesitant at the beginning about adding on some triceps onto my bench press, because I'm in my heavy phase. I need to conserve my energy for growth and strength and size, right? And burning excess energy in a workout can be detrimental. But you know, sometimes there are body parts that are lagging, and the triceps, although a naturally very powerful muscle on myself, are obviously the weak link in the chain when it comes to bench. As we saw, I failed to lock out. So the work needs to be done. So I opened up with what I call close grip bench press, but it's essentially a tricep press, a prone tricep press. My hands are that far apart, so 2 thumb lengths apart, and down and up, okay? Now you bring in your hands so close, because when often people do close grip bench press, it's bench press with their hands just marginally in. So as I say, it's wrong probably to call this movement a close grip bench press. It's just simply a tricep press, because the hands are so close, it's no longer a bench press in theory, even though it mimics it. The whole point of it is that you can shift a huge amount of weight and put a lot of pressure through those triceps in a movement that is, as I say, very similar to bench. So it uses the muscles in the way that they would be used on bench. It really helps train, not only build up the triceps, but train them for the movement that you need them for. Started on 100 kilos, ended on 100 kilos. Pure and simple. There was no need to warm up on this. I've done bench press, so my triceps are used to shifting that big weight in that similar movement. So I went straight to 100 kilos, 225 pounds, and I did 2 sets of 7 reps. Really pleased with that. That is a big amount of weight and a good amount of reps to do. Very pleased indeed. Great way to start off the routine. However, I then wanted, basically what you do when it comes to movements, you start with the big movements, like the compound or compound-like movements, and you gradually taper them in and focus them into something a little bit more focused and more isolated. So I went from doing that to then moving on to dips. Now, arguably, dips is a less focused movement than what I've just done now, but the pressure it puts on the triceps when you lift in an upright position is quite extreme. Yes, again, there's still some chest, there's still some doubts coming into it, but by angling your body upwards, you really focus most of the pressure onto the triceps. Dips are a staple exercise, and you should always try to fit them into any workout, such as chest, shoulders, arms. Any upper body movement really can benefit from doing dips. So always try and throw them in when you can, because they are one of the best builders out there. They build overall a lot of muscularity, and as I say, by angling your body forwards or backwards, you can change where the pressure is. So when you want to work a bit of chest, for example, a little bit more chest, you lean forward, same with delts. But if you want to hit the triceps more, you do like I did today, you lean backwards and kind of go straight up and straight down rather than like that. So triceps, chest. And then I finished on what is a very much an isolated movement, and that is tricep push downs. Okay, pull downs even, sorry, tricep pull downs. This for me is an exercise that I was brought up on straight from the teat almost. My father put me on these from a very young age. probably one of the reasons I got strong triceps, and I was told just the importance of doing this. In fact, this is one of the movements that if you were to just do this for triceps, you're going to have big, strong triceps. It's a great developer of both strength, size, muscularity. It's fantastic for all of it. I had quite a large resistance on it in the end. And for me, normally I aim for about 30 reps on a set on these. They do require more volume than some of the bigger movements that we've just done. But at 20 reps, which is what I was doing on each set here, is more than adequate. 30 reps is for when it's a little bit light. These were heavy weights, so 20 reps, 16 to 20 reps is a great sort of strength and muscle developer range. Anything more than that, it's more kind of endurance as well as that. But because I'm focusing on strength, I was keeping it for, as I say, between the 16 and 20 rep range. Overall, it went well, very pleased with it. I feel like, if I keep this up over the next sort of 2 to 3 months, my triceps will obviously get stronger. They do respond quickly anyway. I've got good genetics when it comes to triceps, as I say. And we should see, as a result, the top end of my bench going up, certainly not being limited by my triceps anymore. And as I work everything else into it, all the bench variations and stuff, all the additional chest workouts that I do, it should all come together by the end with a good 7 to 10 days rest. I'll come in and I'll be able to hopefully smash a huge PB. I've already done 170 twice this year so far, so I'm hoping to be able to push towards 180. Whether I get it or not, now, that remains to be seen, but that's the target, that's the hope, and that's the aim. Cheers guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon, bye bye.